We all have seen this type of books. From the detailed artwork to the speech bubbles of the characters. One can instantly recognize this medium of reading with just a single glimpse. This is a comic book. In Asia, comic books have played a huge part in the boom of pop culture and the entertainment industry. Manga, manga, and comics are just some of the forms of comic books in Asia. Now let's dive deeper into the origins and popularity of each one within the regions of Asia and the world.
So, what is the origin of manga? Manga is one of the most fascinating phenomena in Japan and the whole world. Japanese manga creators conform to a particular style of artwork creation developed in the late 19th century. Manga plays a large part in the Japanese publishing industry and isn't showing any signs of slowing down. It came to be amid of an expansion of artistic creativity during the U.S. occupation of Japan between 1945 and 1952, and their origin can be traced centuries back. Many believe that the very first manga in Japan appeared in the 12th and 13th centuries. In the series of drawing like frogs and rabbits, titled Chujo Giga, Scrolls of Frolicking Animals produced by several artists, the technique of drawing a character is using legs to simulate running, and it was adopted by many manga. Do you have any idea what manga is? Manga means manga makers and comic book artists. During the Edo period 1603 to 1867, another book of drawings, Toba Ehon, embedded the concept of manga, yet the term itself was first used in 1790. To describe the picture of book, Shiji no Yokikai, Four Seasons by Santa Kyoden. The manga was used to designate quick sketches before becoming a term used to describe Japanese-style drawings or animated films. Nowadays, the manga term is more commonly used as a general representation of comics.
Manhwa, a South Korean comic or printed cartoon that utilizes a Western reading format where the page arrangement is from left to right. Its first appearance in South Korean print media was in the 1910s during the Japanese occupation. The Japanese language was integrated into South Korea's society during this period, and at the same time, the South Korean cartoonists criticized the Japanese colonizer with manhwas. In the 1920s, the term manhwa started to be used when it shifted from politics to children's cartoon and entertaining illustrations, where its nature was satirical. It was not until the liberation from the Japanese occupation in 1945 that comics and cartoons emerged in South Korean print media. After the Republic of Korea was formed in 1948, political manhwa started to appear. Manhwa was produced for political propaganda aimed to encourage the citizens during the Korean War. Senior One's comic magazine, Manhwa Henji, was immediately shut down by the government due to its inappropriate coverage image during the peace. After the Korean War from the 1950s up to the 60s, its popularity and genre expanded, which led to the censorship of manhwa in the 1960s by the government, which was classified as harmful materials. Despite the heavy government censorship, genres still expanded. The significant influences of South Korean manhwa were the Western comics and pirated Japanese manga. The art style of today's manhwa was further influenced when Korea lifted its boycott against Japanese media in the 1990s.
Origin of comics. Filipino comics in the Philippines from 1920s up to the present day are ubiquitous and well-liked throughout the nation. American mainstream is a source of inspiration for the comics. After the World War II, the medium first gained widespread popularity. In the middle of 2010, it experienced a renaissance thanks to the rise of fan communities through comic book conventions like Comic-Con and the increasing popularity of the artists like Jerry Alan Gillan, Arnold R., Badjat Tan, and Cadio Baldissimo. Although Jose Rizal's illustration of the fable, the tortoise, and the monkey is considered to be the origin of the first indigenous cartoons. The term comics has been adapted to fit the orthography of native Filipino languages such as Tagalog. Under the direction of Romualdo Ramos and Tony Velasquez, comic strip like Mga Kabalbala ni Kenkoy began appearing in Liwayway magazine in the 1920s. Marcia Ravilo created a number of Filipino superheroes, several of which had been adapted for multiple films, television series after the war. After the war, Filipino publishers began publishing material in the serialized comic book format. His character like Darna and Captain Barbell provided escapism and hope. At one point, between 33 and 40% rather, of Filipino read comics. But this percentage has been dwindled somewhat due to competition from the other form of media.
Similarities between manga, manhwa, and comics. Manga is a term used for a wide variety of comic books and graphic novels usually produced from Japan. It is usually and traditionally printed in black and white. From South Korea, manhwa is a style of Korean comic books and graphic novels. It also contains story alike with manga. On the other hand, comics is the version of manga and manhwa of the Philippines, and it was partially inspired by American mainstream comic strips. Manga, manhwa, and comics are all forms of reading entertainment, including images, specifically drawings of characters acting out in the story. They help readers to have inference or the ability to comprehend meaning behind the images presented in the artworks. Manga, manhwa, and comics have also such a pervasive influence in each of their country, in terms of culture and the language used in the works. They can also be classified as parts of its country's literature, as it can provide intriguing, entertaining, and the mirror of society, as these artworks sometimes reflect the culture of the country behind it. Last but definitely not the least, manga, manhwa, and comics are a form of entertainment not only to its country, but for the world.
There are several differences between manga, manhwa, and comics. The first one is their origin. The origin of manga is from Japan, while manhwa is from Korea. Another differences between the three is their genre. Comics is usually littered with heroes as characters. Manhwa, meanwhile, is centered to martial arts and romance, while manga is supernatural in genre, for example, are spirits. Another one is their appearance. Manga is published black and white and is read from right to left, while manhwa and comics are usually colored and is read from left to right. Strictly speaking, all of them are comics, although they do have their differences.
Comic books from different regions in Asia have truly been a staple among readers, especially for the fans of different comic book titles. Fans really love the graphic novel. Ever heard about the Comic-Con? Well, if you do, you know what I'm talking about. Fans from all over the world gather a night together in their handmade costumes to celebrate their love and passion for their cherished comic books and graphic novels. These graphic novels have certainly dominated the entertainment market in Asia.
This may be due to their design, accessibility, and the wide range of genres to choose from. Over the years, this type of book has indeed influenced different cultures and people. It has brought laughter and entertainment to the past and future generations of Asian comic book readers, of manga, manhwa, and of course comics.